Hi, this is Ike from IkesOutdoors.com. Today we're going to be doing some broadhead testing. We're going to take this Muzzy MX4 and we're going to put it through a series of tests and just see how this thing performs. We're doing these tests for broadheadshed.com. You can view all these videos on broadheadtalk.com. It's a good forum, it's a good discussion area for broadheads, and just a good community to be involved with, so I highly recommend that you get on there and check that out. Check this video out on there and a bunch of others. We're going to put this thing through the tests. We're going to do some sharpness tests on it, some penetration tests, and some durability tests. I've got quite a few different things in store. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do a sharpness test down here. I just got these broadheads and got them put together. And this is a 100 grain, 4-blade Muzzy MX4. And it's got a 1 1/8" cutting diameter on it. Got the old Trocar tip there on the end of it that Muzzy's so famous for. So what I've done is I've just got a box here that I've put a bunch of rubber bands across, and I'm going to pick up my target bow for now, and I'm just going to try to hit the center of that and see how many rubber bands we can cut. Okay, so I put 2 shots through there, and it cut almost all the rubber bands. Alright, so sharpness test did a pretty good job. I shot through there a couple times and got most of the rubber bands cut. Even after I shot through a couple times and shot into the foam, I was still able to force it through there and cut some broadheads, or cut some rubber bands with it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take it outside and we're going to do some penetration tests on it. We're going to do some durability tests on it as well. Alright, so we know the broadhead's sharp. The next thing we're going to test is accuracy. What I've got is I've got my competition bow here. This is an Athens Accomplice. I've got it set at 60 pounds and I've got a 27.5-inch draw, and I'm going to use my hunting arrow. So this is set up exactly like what I would hunt with, and this bow is broadhead tuned. I wanted to use my hunting bow, but I got a busted cable on it and I didn't get my strings in time. So I'm going to use this. I've got it set up exactly like what I'd hunt with though. And it is broadhead tuned. It puts my other broadheads in there right next to my field points. So I'm going to step back here at 20 yards and I'm going to fling about half a dozen arrows with these Muzzy MX4s on them, and we're going to see where we're hitting. I'm going to leave the camera pointed right here at my hips target, so you're just going to take my word for it that I'm shooting from 20 yards and not from 10. So we're just going to step back here and fling a few arrows now. Alright, for time purposes I may not show all 6 arrows, but I shot 6 arrows in this. Hit a couple of them high and a couple of them left, but from 20 yards almost all of them were right next to that red dot on this hips target. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to shoot through a foam book. It's not a real thick foam book. We've got the foam book back with a pretty thick, pretty durable target, so we're going to see how much penetration we can get. Okay, so foam book back by this broadhead target, and I got about a foot, maybe 12 to 16 inches of the arrow penetrated into that. The entry hole is about 1 1/8 inches. It's about the size of the broadhead. The exit hole there, you can see, is a fairly good size exit hole. Alright, the next target thing we're going to shoot at here is just a plastic bucket. And I got her filled with sand and packed down real good and tight. We'll see how much penetration we can get in that. It'll give us a good example too of an entry hole and an exit hole as well. Alright, so we got quite a bit of penetration there. About half the shaft. This thing's about 26.5 inches long, or 27 inches long. So we got a good 16 or 18 inches into the sand there. Head's still in pretty good shape. There's your entry hole, and there's your exit hole. Alright, so now we're going to start my favorite part of the test. we're going to see how much destruction this broadhead can take. I've got a steel barrel behind me. We're going to shoot that steel barrel in a little bit. But the first thing I'm going to do is I wanted to get some bone, it's cow bones or deer bones from a local processor, but I just couldn't get that done in time. So what I've got is I've got a deer skull here. This is not a deer I've shot, deer I killed. This is one I found dead. I'd never do this to a deer that I took. Not saying I wouldn't shoot this deer, I sure would have, but I wouldn't do this to one of my trophies. I found this deer dead a few years ago, and this skull's just been kind of hanging around, so I'm going to see if I can put this broadhead right there through that skull plate. Alright, there's the skull. Split her right in half. Broke a little bit of the bone off the back. And here's the head. After one shot through bone. Alright, so here's the next test. I'm going to shoot this thing through this barrel until there's nothing left of this head. We'll see how many shots it takes to tear this thing up, and we're going to see where it breaks. There's one shot. It's still in pretty good shape. Shot number 2. 2 shots in, the blades are starting to get pretty dinged up. We're going to keep going until we tear them off, though. We've got 3 shots in on the barrel itself. We'll see if I can bounce one off this rib this time. Alright, so 5 shots into the barrel, and we broke the ferrule. Alright, so that's been the Muzzy MX4. Those are the 2 that we shot, and that's the results of the bone test and the barrel test. Okay, so for more test videos, be sure to check out broadheadtalk.com. I got a lot of good information on there about broadheads, a lot of good videos on there as well. Be sure to check out their other website, broadheadshed.com. This has been Ike from IkesOutdoors.com. Be sure to visit our website. A lot of product reviews, a lot of how-to videos as well. Appreciate the guys at Broadhead Talk letting me do this. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.